Talkin sauce. Apparently, episode 109.
That's what they say.
109.
That's what they tell me. It'll be up. It'll be in the thing. It'll be down
somewhere.
there, up there, here,
be up.
over there, somewhere.
Up there.
It'll tell you somewhere.
Your hand's still getting camera.
You didn't
views.
get
Not even
camera?
close.
I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah, it's
I'm
just
sorry.
just like your penis.
I got short hands.
Not long enough.
Yeah. Wide enough, not long enough.
Girth is what's important. That's what I hear.
Girth matters, but also Jacob, how's your weekend going?
It's been all right, man. It's been okay. Went and saw Andrew Schultz last night at Raleigh Improv. I was pleasantly surprised at them respecting the whole social distancing thing because I bought these tickets over a year ago now before the whole pandemic, and I was like, we're gonna go here and they're gonna be like, yeah, we're at limited capacity, and then they're gonna pack this motherfucker out to make money, but they
went and
didn't.
saw Andrew Schultz and he called your Asian girlfriend Mexican.
He did. She laughed. She thought it was funny. Yeah, it was.
She wasn't offended.
She was not offended. There were a couple people who were offended. Not at what he was saying to my girlfriend, but just at other jokes, as will happen.
Naturally.
But have y'all been to the Raleigh Improv?
No,
I don't think so.
I think it's fairly new. It's real cool though. Everything's all done on your phone as far as ordering food, paying your bill.
Cool.
It's real nice because I don't know if have you ever even been to live comedy shows. Yeah. You have. Mm-hmm. You know when they bring the checks out when there's still 20 minutes left in the show, and it's they're getting into their
any of those
final bits.
Any club situation where you're watching a show like that where you're being waited on is super awkward.
Yeah, awkward
with the wait staff.
And it's probably stressful for them too because they're I'm not trying to block people's view and shit. But then
they do that shit every day.
But I'm sitting there they handed me the bill before I realized it was all paid. You split it up yourselves, everything on the website. But she handed me the bill and I had all of James's stuff on my bill and I was like,
"Oh, what do you do there?"
I was like, "This isn't mine." She's like, "No, you just got to go on the app." I was like, oh, "Okay."
You should have got Schultz's attention. Be like, "Yo, she fucked my bill up, man. Make a joke about this."
Well, he did call
just heckle it.
They were walking around. And the audience kind of saved the wait staff here, whoever he was talking to. But they were walking around handing out the bills and with a little thing saying last call and shit. And he stopped the show. He's like, "Are they handing out bills right now?" And the person's like, "No, it's just last call." He's like, "Oh, okay, good." Because I always make sure to tell them don't do the bills until the end of the show. He's like, "No one wants to do fucking math and laugh." You know what I'm saying? But it was a good time. It was a good time, good show. Raleigh
cool.
Improv was cool. And yeah, man.
That's cool. That's sick. Schultz is hilarious. Shouts out Flagrant Podcast.
Dude, for real. Mark Gagnon
was the opener?
Not the that local guy open, but then Mark was
host, intro.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Mark was really funny too.
That's really cool.
Great time.
Good shit.
Shouts
How's the
out
local guy?
The boys. He was good. I think I've actually seen him. I saw Santino forever ago now, but I think he opened up for him too. So
cool.
He was good. He was
cool.
good.
Shouts
local
out.
Guy.
Yeah.
Shouts out NC, dude. They fucking Mark went in on Asheville for a hot minute, dude. He went in on Asheville.
I mean, come on. You've heard me talk about it. It's just easy. Yeah. It's an easy target.
For real. That's
dude, awesome. What do you say?
He was just going in about everyone with the pink hair. He's like, I think it's for it, dude. And I don't want to. It's a whole bit. I think kind of.
Sure. Yeah, you want to.
He just adapted it to Asheville specifically.
Yeah.
It was real. That was really good. But then specific to NC, he's like, man, y'all know that this pollen shit. It's not like that everywhere. You know that, right? He's like, this isn't every year. Y'all just don't people just don't have this shit everywhere. We're not getting hit in the face with tree cum. He's like, it's just you guys. It's just That's right awesome. Here.
It's bad.
That's awesome.
It's especially this year, dog. They're I open up the garage and if I didn't know, it almost looks like a fucking dusting of snow.
Oh
you
no,
know what I'm saying?
Bro, at night looking out my window to the ground without lights. You can see the tire marks in this shit as if it's snow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It looks like fucking snow. It's snowing pollen in this bitch.
It's nasty.
We're dying. I'm dying. Fuck COVID. This fucking pollen shit's gonna kill me. Fuck.
And Mark was he's like, listen, man, I'm from Florida. We got meth and murder, but we're not sneezing. You know what I'm saying?
For real. That's the most inconvenient shit. You can't, dude, driving tries having a sneeze attack while you're driving. You're going to crash. It's way scarier than anything else. It's like it's like having a seizure.
For real. Just trying to keep like
You
one
can't-
eye open.
You can't do anything. It's for real.
Oh
That's
shit.
good
Man,
shit.
pollen's awful.
It's awful.
But y'all though, man. Getting anything?
Shit.
Shit.
Just out here.
I feel it,
Just
Brenda.
chilling. This weekend, fortunately, has been going by nice and slow.
Yeah.
Today's Sunday, though. God damn it. So back to the bullshit tomorrow. But
Boo.
you know,
Just be like, nah. Tomorrow's still Sunday. Try that.
just stay.
Just try to
Go into
like.
denial.
I'll go for
Try
it.
to like come hard to like the time is human construct thing and just like, nah, today is my Sunday.
Hey man, I'll swing at that.
This is Sunday
ball.
too.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll take a swig at it. Last night too, Hurricanes played.
They did.
Lost 5-4 in a shootout to
In
the
a
Red
shootout.
Wings.
Big disappointment after we had just like secured first in the league the game before, right?
You lose to the worst team in the NHL.
Yeah.
Which really, at the end of the day, that just shows you that being number one in the NHL is temporary.
Yeah, especially in this
In this
current
economy?
league, like, in this current league specifically.
Yeah. Team's still outstanding, though. I mean, come on, you put up
Definitely.
4 goals on any night.
Yeah, but before that we get into the Canes,
Mm.
if you're watching, please like, subscribe, hit
Oh,
the
yeah,
bell.
yeah.
We got the podcast every Monday, Scrum every Wednesday, all streaming services. Follow us on Twitter, Talkin Sauce Pod, no underscore.
Also, before we
Respect the
get into anything
underscore.
else, rest in peace, man. DMX.
Oh yeah.
I cannot believe that this happened. I mean, it's just awful.
It is
Awful. What a gem of an artist.
Yeah,
Like one of the biggest, like not just impactful, but like influential
Oh, yeah.
artists of a generation.
oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Prince level in terms of influence.
Oh yeah, dude. Everyone it felt like had a DMX story.
Personality,
Yeah.
style, music, flow. Just someone who's been copied again and again and again and again, and really to that point been given not enough credit
Yeah.
for an influential rapper and artist in general in music.
Yeah, and on the good, like the bright side of it, it did feel like, at least from what you can see on the internet and stuff, that people did show their appreciation, and I felt like he giving his flowers. You know what I'm saying? While he was still here, which is always nice. You know what I mean? Not
Right.
waiting until it's too late to tell.
Yeah,
to act
he had
like
been in
someone as great as they are.
he had been in a state where people could start taking time to appreciate what he did before he actually went. But yeah, so it's so terrible. Thoughts with the family and loved ones.
For real. Did you see that one woman who like days early put on her Instagram story? I forget what her name is, but it was like rest in peace DMX.
Oh,
And it was like,
but isn't she related?
I don't know. I mean, she was close to the family. I don't know if she was actually like blood related to him,
Right.
but like his family and then his, I think, manager and everyone came out and was like, he
Oh,
has
shit.
not passed yet. And then she like deleted the Instagram story post because that's where she put it, and then put up another one. It was like, when somebody's organs fail them and their soul leaves their body, I consider them to be dead. But then it's like he's still on life support. Like, you know what
That's
I'm
a
saying?
thing
Let
where
the
you
family make the
well,
fucking announcement.
I was about to say that's a thing where you gotta get with if you think you're that close, then you gotta get with everybody and go, hey, what's the move here?
Yeah.
How are we moving as a unit?
And if you're not close enough
Don't
to
say
be,
nothing.
if you're not close enough to him to be like, what are we doing about this?
Don't
Let's
say
not
nothing.
fucking put anything out on social media.
Especially to the public.
Yeah, because when that happens, that spreads through. Everyone was like, oh shit, rest in peace, all this stuff, and yeah, man,
Yeah.
it's fucked
is.
up. Just
Say less.
just so you could be the first one to
Exactly.
the first one to say it.
Exactly. Yeah. Say less in that regard. But yeah, this shit is terrible. What else is going on in the past couple of days?
Well, I mean, kind of back to the
recency
Canes.
stuff. Yeah.
Mrazek's been back playing pretty well, I think, besides his loss last night. And we've seen Reimer, it does look like, has become goalie number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Dalkovich has gotten a starter too. I think he still needs, I don't know how much time, but there's like a certain amount of game minutes he needs to retain his RFA status, which would be huge for us, especially in the expansion draft and all that, to keep that. So there's a couple different, motives behind us continuing to play him. And then Hayden Fleury, last night against the Red Wings, gets benched. Gardner draws back into the lineup, which is crazy that he hasn't been playing for I don't even know how long now, and we haven't even missed him. And then LeBron tweets out that he may be traded before the deadline Monday when people will be hearing this. So this may be old news by the time anyone listens, but
100%. But also, I wouldn't put too much into it for a couple of reasons. One, I feel like LeBron's going to do that regardless of the truth to it. The timing is so perfect to where Gardner hasn't played in a minute, so like he's getting brought back in. Fleury gets sent, or not sent anywhere, but benched.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like he's just taking advantage of the timing.
Definitely.
You got to at least look at that possibility of it. He could still get traded,
and
he's a guy we have to re-sign.
And maybe someone was talking to Waddell prior to the game. You know what I'm saying? Not even that Waddell is trying to shop him so much as someone.
There's interest.
Yeah, someone has come to him with a interesting deal and centered around Fleury. He goes,
people
let's
are
take
in his
him
ear.
out.
They're like, you're not going to be able to protect this guy.
Yeah, and I mean, Fleury's like my age, I'm pretty sure. Like straight up, like 24, 25, right?
Mad young.
So I mean, he's got a lot of time left. He's turned into what looks to be a pretty good NHL defenseman. And when you're looking at our lineup, he's not beating out Slavin, Hamilton, Shea, or Pesci for that top four. Like it's not going to happen. Do you move him? Give him a chance on a team where he can play a bigger role, maybe break into that top four. And I don't know where they'd move him, but we don't need more. And this is no offense to Fleury, but we have enough of that style defenseman, good skating, play the breakout.
And they're all signed. They're all signed with a little bit of term. He doesn't have the term. It complicates those things. You can let one of those other guys, too, like a Gardner or whomever, you decide to Shea, whomever, either trade so you can make room for the Dougie re-signing, let one of them go to Seattle, expose them, and then you got room for your bottom pair to just be some prospects you're rotating in and out. Jake Bean's still in this
That's what I was going to say. I think that
many people.
The emergence of Jake Bean has kind of made Fleury a little redundant in the lineup because it's Bean and Gardner are kind of the same style defenseman, not shut down defense, but they can lead a power play.
Right.
Good, get the shots through, good passes, all that stuff. And Fleury's, he reminds me of like Pesci play style wise, where it's like just real good defense, get the puck up, and you only need so many of those for $4 million a year or whatever.
Exactly.
I'm interested to see where like the interest lies. What other team? Because we've been tied to Josh Manson out in Anaheim, and do you see Anaheim making a move for, in some roundabout way, essentially Fleury for Manson, like being the main?
I don't know. Then it just kind of recreates the same issue with a different participant. I don't know. I feel like we don't need more defensemen. If we're gonna get rid of defensemen, I think we're bringing in a forward prospect or a draft pick or something like that.
Yeah. Did you see the just on the shouts out that pollen?
It's happening.
Taking over.
Well, damn, who just I don't even remember what I was just saying. This all completely.
It's the sneezing.
The pollen getting in your brain.
That's what it is.
What if pollen is just like some alien movie
it is.
That's controlling you? And the sneezing is just like a side effect of the
sneezing
the
out your memories.
Yeah,
just
parasitic.
memories. Damn.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be dark. That'd be heavy.
Let's write that. Let's write that movie.
It's real. I already have.
But dude, I just can't. Can you imagine being our age, just getting a call, be like, "Yo, you're going to Anna. You've been in North Carolina for 8 years now. In Fleury's case,
you're from Canada.
You're going to Anaheim.
You played in Red Deer before that.
Yeah. That would be so stressful.
Yeah. Maybe not to them. I mean, you gotta look at it they travel all the time.
That's true.
They're on planes going here and there. And
That's
there,
true.
And then vacations.
But just out of nowhere, being told to uproot,
pack your whole life up.
Yeah, uproot.
I'm sure it's way more stressful for the younger families and all that. The guys who get young kids and early wives that are still in their mid-20s.
Oh, we got to go get new schools, all that shit. Fleury's just got to get his dog.
Exactly.
Fleury's got to pack up the 3
break
pairs
up
of pants he has. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm going to California.
No,
good luck at NC State.
They said girlfriends can't come. They actually made that super specific. This isn't my decision, babe, but we are going to have to break up.
Don't drop out of your vet program for me.
Shit.
Oh man. Shouts out those Hurricanes.
Shouts out them Canes. And Martin H is still killing it. Kid's so sick.
Kid's really good.
Kid is just so fucking sick, dude.
Kid is really, really good. Trade deadline's tomorrow, so people are go ahead and make moves already. Preemptive strikes.
Yep.
Dubnyk gets traded.
Yeah, to Colorado.
Yeah, so they're just posturing for that run.
For like, wasn't it just? It was like a fifth, wasn't it? Like it wasn't even
Fifth in a player.
Something like that. I don't. It was less than what I thought Dubnyk would have fetched, but I guess Dubnyk is.
He's kind of out of his prime.
I'm gonna say he's a little old. Like whenever I think of him, I still think of like the prime, him in his prime. And it's like, I guess he's a little bit older. Yeah.
Playoff bound Minnesota with
still,
Parise and Suter doing their thing
for Victor Rask.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
pretty
Suter, Ryan Suter.
Yeah. I think it's a good pickup for Colorado. Is what's his name still their starter from Washington?
Gorgiev.
Oh, is it Gorgiev now?
Not Gorgiev.
Dude from Capitals.
Yeah, I know. I can't. It's escaping me. The pollen. It's killing
the pollen.
me. It's
literally
sucking
killing
me.
out all of your memories.
It is.
What did now? Now it's damn. Don't look it up. Look it up.
Yeah, look it
Gotta
up.
save us here, dude.
Look it up. Useless.
Fucking.
As soon as we start not knowing what shit is, you should be looking shit up. Goofy ass. Goofy head ass boy. No, we just look dumb. Not knowing what's going on.
I never said I knew what was going on.
No, it's a we. We know you don't know what's going on.
Dude, like
For the starters?
yeah, starting goalie.
Colorado. The goalie's in Colorado. 2 words. Colorado goalie. It's all you have to look up. I promise you it's going to give you the answer. Google's super intuitive. Grubauer. Philip Grubauer.
Yeah, I said,
Come on.
Yeah, Grubauer. So I guess Dubnyk will be his backup, I suppose.
1A, 1B. 1A, 1B.
Pretty good backup to have.
Yeah, for sure.
Just from a size standpoint, I think he could stand in the net and block most of those pucks. You know, he is like 6'7" or whatever.
He's a big man. He's also
giant.
a weirdo.
Is he weird?
Just from his interviews.
Is
He's
he
funny.
Like superstitious
funny
weird?
Nah, well, maybe, probably, but just interaction, like his personality is quirky. Like a goalie.
Facts.
Funny guy.
Facts. He's a quirky guy.
In his interviews, yeah. Good luck to him in Colorado.
Definitely.
I'm dying. I'm actually dying. Wasn't there like a wild one already, like a 3-way defenseman trade?
There was, as I just looked it up. So the Lightning, in the end, acquired David Savard from Columbus, and because I guess they need more solid
they want to go
defensemen
back to back
down there. But so the Blue Jackets traded Savard to Detroit, and for I forget what, Detroit retains a portion of Savard's salary to fit into Tampa's cap, the way their cap's set up. Trade Savard to Tampa, who send back like a 4th-round pick or something for the trouble. And I think Columbus ended up, in the end, I think they ended up with another 1st-round pick, like a 3rd and a 4th or something like that. I mean, for David Savard, trading him out and ending up with a first back, no like shots to him, but he's a little on the back end of his career as well.
Well, it shows that the Bolts are saying, hey, look, this is where we plan on sitting at the end of the season.
Yeah.
This guy's going to possibly help us ensure a strong playoff run. That comes at a premium.
Yeah, no, definitely,
You know?
man. God, that's gonna be such a scary team. They still don't have Kucherov back.
Well, the thing about Tampa is like they've always continued to build this really strong, dynamic offensive roster, and then it just makes you sleep on the fact that they have McDonough, Victor Hedman, Sergachev, and now Dennis Savard, and all these guys who they can just throw at you on the defensive side. It's a really strong management team over there.
They don't really have to worry about matchups as far as deploying their defensemen.
They really don't. They just
almost
really
as
don't.
good as the Hurricanes.
For real. What's some other hockey shit?
Brandon Montour got traded. Don't know from where or to where off the top of my head because I don't really listen.
Wasn't he on the
sport.
Devils?
Can't
remember.
Maybe.
Speaking of the Devils, Palmieri and Zajac,
yes,
they get traded to the Islanders, and we all know what that means. And it's funny too, because like without even knowing the context, without diving into it, if you know anything about who's the GM of the Islanders and who Palmieri is with his big bushy, like it's almost like a trademark, like
yeah.
maroon. You know what I mean? Like his
Yeah.
beard is a very identifiable feature of his. And going to a Lou Lamoriello managed team, man's got that policy. You gotta shave that shit. It's like you're working at Chick-fil-A.
For real,
You know
dude.
what I mean?
For real.
Church it up. And he shaved his face. He looks like a ball sack.
When this happened, I just wondered, like, and Paul Mary's not gonna be the guy to do it, but if someone came in and they were just like, I'm not shaving, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Would that just
break
the wheel?
What kind of like
Break the wheel, right?
repercussions would there really be?
You bench him.
Do you just bench him?
Well, okay, so
But then it's like,
here's the thing. If that happens, and then Lou and company go ahead, all right, well, you're benched. That one proves that the whole thing was just a power trip.
yeah,
Because you're taking that extra step of being like, well, I'm not gonna back down.
yeah. If you don't listen to me,
Yeah, I'm the one in charge here. So you're doing another power move. I mean, I don't know. I think at the end of the day, like the players themselves probably don't care enough to do that.
yeah.
But that doesn't make it any less fucked up and stupid
Yeah.
and pointless. You know what I mean?
That was some shit. I was like, when I was job searching, I was straight up worried about. Like, I shaved and everything for the interviews. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I was like, man, like once I get this job, like I'm just gonna stop shaving. Like I don't, you know, like, and I hope they don't bring this up. Like this would be just from like you're saying like a power trip thing. Like it's not even like the making like, oh, I have to shave my face thing. It's like, is that like, I don't want you to think that you can just be like, change your life for like the 8 hours I'm here type of thing. I'm like, you can go fuck yourself. But thankfully they didn't and they don't. But
I think it really just depends. Like it depends on your industry and what everyone else is kind of doing, and that also implies that there's not like a strict rule in place, right? Because I think that's the difference. It's a publicly known thing that he has a policy where you show up, shave your face, clean. Now, if you're in like an office situation, some other non-athletic thing, and everyone just so happens to kind of keep their face a little trimmed up, and maybe there's some facial hair going on, but it's like a pretty, like, you know what I mean? Like your beard's not ugly, your beard's not unkept, but like
usually it's a little rough.
But it's a full beard, right? And if like you work in an office where no one else has that, maybe it's like a unspoken implied sort of, hey, everyone sort of just keeps clean, because these are like, maybe you're going around meeting people, and maybe there's like some like success rate with motherfuckers with shaved faces in like a business,
the analytics
one-on-one. I don't know, right? Like I'm totally making
stats.
shit up. But that's like a different thing where it's like all psychological, again, like an unspoken culture climate.
Contracts landed per 60 minutes in meetings for facial hair.
Right, obviously that's not a thing, but
and also like you're saying though,
but it's a stupid rule.
Yeah, and it's also like an upkeep thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, some dudes.
There's
like,
hygiene involved.
You've seen some people like, bro, like, did you shave it uneven on purpose? Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. It also reminds me of Gettleman. Yeah, Gettleman was the no, he wasn't the owner. Who was the owner of the Panthers, Carolina Panthers?
I have no idea.
There was the guy.
I know what you're talking about. The guy who just got out.
Yeah, a couple years ago. But his rule when Cam got drafted was, my quarterbacks don't grow long hair. My quarterbacks don't get tattoos. And so like Cam's whole like, until he started dressing kind of crazy, which was near the end of, I can't believe I'm forgetting the dude's name, but near the end of like his ownership, when his little whole thing started to crumble. He saw Cam growing his hair out and then wearing like the wild outfits and all that stuff. I don't know. It's just, I do think a lot of that shit is just a power trip, especially in hockey where it's like the facial hair thing. Like that's literally a part of like the marketing scheme for the playoffs is playoff beards. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
It's
obviously they're not upset about it. It's just, you know.
I mean, you saw the Leafs players grow beards as soon as he left, the thing. So I mean, I don't know. It's funny.
It's Patrick
odd.
Laine. Let him grow his little goat beard out. He
Some
would
of the
be
ugliest
the guy,
facial hair in the NHL.
That would be the guy who would get brought in, who'd be like, I'm not following your rules. And it would be, and he's like a big enough presence, a big enough face, big enough talent that it would actually be like worth the, because you can't be a third liner and be like, I'm not shaving my face and lose like I'm not having you on my team.
Yeah. Cool, you're not playing.
Yeah.
Right.
But Line should do it, dude.
I mean, if Matthews or Crosby says, look, man, I'm keeping my fucking stubs.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, that's fine. Yes, sir.
Fair,
yes, daddy.
Fair.
It's funny.
And just speaking of not really power moves, but we'll say power moves. The NHL Monday rescheduling the Oilers game on the same day as Colby Cave's memorial. They made him play later that afternoon, and Connor McDavid comes out, typically a very keep my head down face of the league, doing the Crosby route.
Right.
Comes out and said basically this was bullshit. We're sitting here, a lot of these things are bigger than hockey. We're sitting here mourning with the family of someone.
Friend.
Yeah, a friend, damn near family to a lot of those guys probably. I don't know. I can't imagine it. And then going into a game like the Calgary Flames, that whole Battle of Alberta.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. I
don't get it.
I don't get it at all. Just push it back. I'm sure there has to be more space later in the schedule just because they can't have, planned for no COVID protocol stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, good on him for calling it out, too.
Definitely, as he should, especially, like we're saying, how Line has the presence to say some shit. Connor McDavid can say just about whatever he wants to whoever he wants.
For the right thing.
But, it's fucked up,
I don't
man.
get that one. That one doesn't make any sense to me. It's fucked up. Some CDL stuff. Optic's been having a rough go of it. It seems like they win one, they lose one, they win one, they lose one. And then, after a decent win against what I believe was Seattle, they get put up against Minnesota. And I didn't realize this, but it was a fucking round 11 map 5 round 11 S&D.
Which for people that don't know,
that's the
whole
end.
Series.
We're talking overtime game 7.
Yeah.
Type scenario. That's everything depends on that that round, if you will. And Optics left in a 3v1 advantage against Minnesota. They fuck it up, right? They lose the clutch. And then the fucking Twitter account for Minnesota proceeds to put the screenshot of their reactions talking about them having a breakdown and shit.
Before they even congratulated their team, this is the team's Twitter, before they even congratulate their own team for winning, they put out a screenshot from, all the Optic guys basically just, in the what the fuck
having
just
a
happened
meltdown
phase. Yeah. One of the guys is already off, he's already away from his screen, he's gone, he's out. And they do it with the hashtag brick by brick, the team, Optic team hashtag, all that stuff. Because what
That's
they say, they're
up.
we're witnessing a breakdown or something like that.
Something like that.
It was real direct, not even
Oh, it was just a huge shot.
Yeah, it was it was your team's falling apart.
Basically,
just screenshot. It was it was pretty much what it was.
Yeah, and then Scump replied and got fucking ratioed them ×9, talking about this is mad disrespectful. Clean it up.
Yeah,
clean
and I
it the
think
fuck up.
Even other guys outside of Optic, even on the team, were this probably should be deleted.
This is not a good look.
Because there's the clever shots, all that the fun stuff you see in every sport now.
Usually too, it's when there's a legit rivalry. These teams are just competing against each other. There's not even you know what I mean? There's not even a precedent to go off of.
Which from Minnesota's
create that, I guess.
Yes, from Minnesota's standpoint, it's probably let's create a rivalry with Optic again for the.
Just like Scum said, you're farming impressions, mission accomplished. Good, wrong, right, or you know what I mean?
They got Scump to reply. They got Scump to reply.
Yeah. They literally got tens of thousands of eyes on that tweet.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. You see, going to another big brand in the CDL, LA Thieves or 100 Thieves, big in content and Call of Duty. Nate Shot has I blocked everybody that's in it. I don't for that same reason. He's people talk shit to us just because the internet cares about us, and there's a lot of teams that comparatively internet doesn't care about. But so it's kind of that interesting dynamic of how do you balance it?
Right. You gotta do what you gotta do at times. That intern or whoever tweeted that out's fired. That's for sure.
Yeah, they definitely got a little trouble for that.
You know what I mean? Maybe there was some overzealous owner who has the password.
Yeah,
too. It could have been that. Speaking of 100 Thieves too, Courage and Valkyrie, they both got
made
co-owners.
I saw that with what's his name from YouTube. Isn't that Scooter Von Braun or whatever? Is he the one?
Scooter Braun?
Scooter Braun?
Well, Scooter Braun.
Did I make up the Von part?
I don't know who Vaughn is, dude. Scooter Braun is he's the guy. He's an industry mogul. He's the guy who fucking had Taylor Swift's masters and he managed Bieber for a while.
He's a real, in the past couple of years, got a real high ranking position in YouTube.
Oh really?
Lead. So yeah, some like content.
Well, I know he's
lead director.
He's a huge investor.
Yeah, no.
Like in general,
he's got a lot of just general all industry connections. You know what I'm saying?
And Drake is involved.
Which
there you go, money.
That'll do
Drake.
But what do you think? What do you think? If you even really have an opinion on it, is going on with Optic?
It's parity's at all time high. Parity's at all time high. I don't want to say that Scump and Formal are starting to get washed, but I think the game is at its most competitive. It's at its most unpredictable, and
it's kind of different online.
And there's no land.
Yeah,
there's no land. It changes everything. I mean, the thing is too, though, and I even heard it on one of the more recent Optic pods. A lot of these up and comers, they're not new to this scene. So like they've been at land things in the past. So a lot of these kids have played, and they've played against them in other situations where it's challengers or scrims or things like that. So like, it's not like these are fucking kids they found in pubs and all that kind of shit. I don't know, man. It's a different time.
It is a different time. From what I've seen, again, I know very, very little about it all. But from what I've seen, it's like they'll be winning, and then it's just like a positional breakdown that they kind of fall apart on. And I wonder, and I'm just basing this totally off of like what I see on their vlogs and like podcasts and shit, if it's a coaching change. Because I don't know that guy that they have is Sender. I really don't think that Formal and Scump or Envoy and Dashy really give a fuck what he has to say.
I mean, it seemed like that. It seemed like that when it was 5v5 in Modern Warfare. But I don't know. I think there's a different level of like what we see going on and what's actually happening. Like the way
you're probably right.
He gives information and how they interpret it. Or react to it, I guess is the better word. I mean, because he's like an OG.
No, I know that,
in the scene.
I'll watch like YouTube accounts rip VODs and post them like not from any official accounts, but it'll be like them practicing, and he'll like come in on the comms, Sender will, and be like, "Hey man, like why don't you try this?" And Scump will be like, "What? Like what? No, what are you talking about?" And it's just like he's like, "Oh, I mean, okay, it was just an idea." Just like bro, if you're the coach, you gotta be like, "Yo, give this a shot." Like. Maybe it sucks. It might suck. Go do this shit like this next round. See what happens. We got to try this thing. And I don't know. I just feel like they don't respect him enough as a player to respect like the coaching that he's given him.
Right.
You know what I
it's
mean?
a tough thing, especially when everyone's so similar in age.
Exactly.
It's not like you're gonna have like some guy like your coach has played 15 years in that league and is a decorated veteran, so like you have to respect them.
Yeah, like Scump and Formal was started before him and have continued to play after him. So it's like, man, we've seen it all, done it all. So maybe I'm making that up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and again, I think different teams have different levels of use for their coach.
Yeah,
like where FaZe, I think it's a little bit more. He just comes in. Crowder comes in, says like 2 or 3 things, and pops back out. Like they got Alec in there, who's pretty much like the in-game coach leader, and all those guys know what they're doing. It's similar. It's similar with Optic. I think Sender's just supposed to be there to put his opinion on it and then step back out into the shadows.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
it's what you're saying is not untrue. It's definitely a thing.
And I'd just be interested to see like if they made a change, what it would be, because I don't think like
Karma.
It seemed just from what I hear about them from all other players, like just everywhere, is like the line. There's nothing wrong with the lineup. Like everyone's nasty.
It's one of the most talented rosters in the league,
and they just they just can't close shit out. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of the.
That's where again I think it goes back to the unpredictability of the game right now. The unpredictability of how matchups play out because of how competitive it is. Everyone's they're even. It's not like where people can just dominate teams anymore, and better kids are going to want to play these shittier teams as the league and growth around the sport gets up. You know.
What do you think about the last Optic podcast? Scump talking about teams being able to basically change their entire lineup mid-major, like mid-tournament.
Oh yeah, that probably needs to be fixed.
You think so?
100%. You definitely got to be locked in. I mean,
You gotta have
especially
your subs. Like no one's saying, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Keep a couple subs on the roster.
well, it's like look at the way the NHL has rules about sending guys up and down and things like that. You got
Trade deadline. We have a trade deadline.
All of that stuff needs to be implemented to the point of like Optic doesn't have the ability, nor do they need to. That's the thing.
Yeah.
They don't need to sub guys in and out, but they probably don't have the depth to go in and just start pulling guys out. They wouldn't,
Yeah.
but they probably don't have that. Well, I guess they do if they want to. My point is that since they don't, other teams probably shouldn't. Your team's your team.
Yeah.
If you can't beat us, it's us 4 against you 4. It's not us 4 against you.
Whoever you can find.
Exactly. You know what I mean? If that was the case, you should have figured that out before the start of the season. And I think that's what his point is, which I don't disagree with. It just makes things a little bit more pure.
Yeah, and it's like when teams enter the playoffs in any other sport, they don't just start signing free agents to plug into the lineup. They're like, well, let's see if this guy works out. And that's more I feel like online people are taking it like he said you can't sub people out and that thing
And you're just gonna get this with a new sport.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? That's the part of the growing pains, for sure.
But speaking of sports, dude, I recorded my episode of the Starting Five podcast this weekend.
Shouts out.
So shouts out that. I'm not going to give any spoilers, you know what I'm saying? But it was a good episode. Ran into so many technical difficulties. I still haven't replaced my laptop from when my apartment caught fire. So I was like, I'll just use my phone. Well, I get on my phone, and the Zoom app is telling me I'm in driving mode. I was like, I'm sitting on my living room couch. Like I was like, I couldn't be any further from driving. So it wasn't letting me talk. I was like, okay, whatever. So I go on my work laptop, just go on Zoom, pull it up, audio works, camera won't work.
Oh no.
And it's just the Zoom app. Like I use this camera for video calls all the time for work, and the Zoom app just won't work. So
that's the epitome of frustrating.
So there's a really ugly photo of me that got used as like my camera background.
That's awesome. Just like we did that one time.
Yeah,
Some good editing.
But so definitely check that out. Starting Five on all the everywhere. Definitely check out Dylan's podcast.
Shouts out Dylan.
You got one coming up, right?
Sometime.
In a little while, yeah.
I don't know
what
Nickelodeon.
Doing Nickelodeon?
No, Disney.
Disney. You might end up playing against James. I think James is gonna try to do another team too.
I look forward to smacking him. Smack him.
Also, my next episode is coming
cares.
up. My next episode is coming up. The Cartoon Network bracket.
Let's go represent. Did you plug our podcast off rip? That was the first thing I
plug
said.
my podcast every time. My
Not
podcast.
Not this one.
Every
Everyone.
time.
I started out off rip. I was like, Jacob from the Talkin Sauce podcast. I flexed. They couldn't see me. My camera didn't work. It's all good though.
It's all audio with him anyway. He's low quality.
Disrespectful. He doesn't post the videos?
No. Sometimes he'll post like a funny screenshot for the Instagram or something.
Oh, I thought he posted the videos.
Nah.
Oh,
No.
there you go.
Speaking of low quality, did we do it?
I think we did it, dude.
Tell them where they can get this low quality piece of shit podcast.
If you want to go watch a video in like 240p, check us out on YouTube. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. Josh is spilling stuff all over himself.
Water, snot.
All the streaming platforms, Talkin Sauce Podcast, on Twitter at Talkin Sauce Pod, no underscore, respect the underscore. You can get me at Jacob, JAY_COBBB. Josh.
You get my crusty ass at Teebs, TABZZ.
Dylan.
You can find me on Twitter at DEDT. That's D_EDDY_T.